Okay, we're recording now, and we're going to start the business of the day. So, like we said, tonight we are going to look at various roles that do exist in business analysis. So, I hope everybody can see my screen. Good. Without wasting time, key roles in business analysis. In business analysis, various roles exist to ensure effective analysis, communication, and implementation of solutions to meet organizational needs. These roles often collaborate and complement each other in the pursuit of successful business outcome. So it means that business analysis, yeah, we know it's business analysis, and there is a role that says business analyst, but that role that says business, it doesn't mean that it's only business analyst that does or do exist in business analysis. Some people are getting it wrong. They think it's only business analysts can do the business of business analysis. It's not true. But a business analyst is a key driver in business analysis. But there are so many other roles. A business analyst cannot work as a lone ranger. You know, you cannot succeed as a lone ranger. No matter how good you are, it's difficult, you know. So here are the key roles. Number one is business analyst. Like I said, business analyst is a key role in business analysis. So their responsibilities is to elicit, analyze, and conduct business requirements. What is elicit? We already know what elicit means. Elicit is data collection, or you can call it a requirement gathering. And then when you collect, you analyze the requirement. You know, you need to document and analyze the requirement you captured. Then facilitate communication between stakeholders with different perspectives. So there is so many stakeholders you need to work with, and so many of them will be having different perspectives. It's their duty to harmonize all these different ideas and come out with a unified thought or unified thinking or vision. Develop and maintain business process model. If you are a business analyst, after the documentation, part of the analysis will be to produce a business process model. That is your role as a business analyst. Then business analysts equally need to conduct feasibility studies and impact assessment. Every solution you are planning to recommend, you must justify the reason why that particular solution must be implemented. That is feasibility studies to show how viable, what is it bringing to table, what is the report from your cost-benefit analysis. You must do a thorough cost-benefit analysis to come up with a value the solution is bringing. You call it a value or benefit realization. So, and one other is ensure that the solution meets the need and the requirement. That these are the various responsibilities as a business analyst. And last but not the least, act as a liaison person or a liaison officer between business stakeholders and the technical team. So business analyst is the go between the business and the business executives and the technical team. The business analysts capture requirements, capture changes, capture needs from the stakeholders. We call it business requirements. At this point, you are capturing it from the business stakeholders or the business owners. It's still a business requirement, business need, what the business need. But this need, to implement this need, you need to transform this need into a technical requirement so that the technical team can work on it and transform it into a business need. So you capture business need, you transform it into technical, you capture business requirements, you transform it into technical requirements, and then the technical team will work on it, then to transform it into a business need. So you transform technical requirement into business requirement. So that is what you do. And the business executive do not have business with the technical team. So you are the person that is the liaison person. So you serve as a bridge. In agile environment, we have another person that does this in the name of product owner. But all of us know that product owner is still a business analyst, but agile have a way of doing their own thing. They want to, personalize some of their activities and roles. So this is what the business analyst, in a summary, there are so many other things the business analyst can do, but these key points captures, if you start, developing these key points, start developing them, it captures everything a business analyst does. Captures everything. So that is a business analyst for you. So like so many of us that are going to be working as a business analyst, these are some of the key responsibilities you are going to be working on. So for instance, if you have a CV now and you want to capture conventional CV, conventional CV these days doesn't fly. So don't go and just copy this key responsibility and put in your CV and start sending. Your CV needs to be more focused to the job you want to apply. You need to be tailored, customized to suit your job, the job you're applying. But these are the key responsibilities. All the business analysts, every other thing will be added onto this. In business analysis, we have different stages of business analysis. We have junior business analysts, and we have just mid business analysts. Then we have senior business analysts. But we don't talk about junior business analysts. We just talk about business analysts and senior business analysts. So a senior business analyst is an experienced business analyst who have been working as a business analyst over the years. So much experience. So the senior business analyst leads and mentor a team of business analysts. Just like, for instance, what I'm doing now, I'm a senior business analyst. You guys here are business analysts. Like I'm leading and mentoring you guys. These are the role of a senior business analyst. Provide strategic guidance on complex projects. At times we have complex projects. When the project starts, a senior business analyst can deploy business analysts to so many projects to work on, and then be reviewing their outcomes, deliverables. At times, some project becomes complex. Then whom do they fall back to? They fall back to senior business analysts. Most of the senior business analysts are domain expert in so many fields. So if you are looking for someone, for guidance, for coaching, for mentorship, for clarification as a business analyst, most of the time you don't go to project manager, you go to senior business analyst. The project manager's role is to make sure that you deliver that job within the standard, within the budget, and within the time. So, but in terms of doing your job and you are struggling, then you fall back to senior business analyst for more mentorship, more coaching, more guidance, more advice. So senior business analysts equally define and implement best practices in business analysis. It's the duty of the senior business analyst to define the best practices within the organization. It's his duty to say, okay, we are going to be, I think within this project we are going to work on how complex it is. I think this is the best methodology. We are going to use Agile because this is a complex project. So it is the duty of senior business analysts to do that. Interface with senior management to align business and analysis activities with organizational goal. He's the person that needs to, every other business analyst, yes, you have to understand the organizational goal and making sure that every project you are working on or your solution you are delivering or implementing must align with the organizational goals. So, but the duty of the senior business analyst here is to liaise with the senior management of the organization to address or create this organizational goal. And most of the business analysis activities must align with that. So senior business analysts must make sure that every solution must align within the organizational goal. So these are some of the things they are doing: reviewing your projects, your implementation, making sure that they are in line with the organizational goal and vision. Oversee the development and maintenance of, before I talk about this, there's something I want to address. Like in this, our small project, we've just, for me, this small project is just test running the system, but I can see so many of you, your mindsets. I'm happy like so many of you are coming back for, guidance. We have what we call requirements. In these t-shirts and cap we are producing is a big project. It's company branding. And it means a lot to every company. Their brand is their heart, is their everything. If their brand is not rich enough, it means the company is not rich. So it means the people behind that company, their brand is the way they think. If their brand come out very rich, people will say, wow, who are these people? Even if they are not known, but the way their brand is coming out, people will start asking questions. Where are they coming from? It's just like when your child is well dressed in a public gathering and is looking so smart, people will say, that boy, who is the father or who is the mother? They must say, the father must be they must have taste. So that is what we call branding. So some people, some of us, we have decided that this is our color. Our color is greenish. I mean, in this, our t-shirt, our color is greenish blue. And then we've agreed that we have a write-up already within our color, and this write-up should be at the back of our t-shirt. So at the back of our sheet, I see some people writing white, some people saying another thing. But if you are in doubt, you don't know what, you should go back to the senior business analyst or stakeholders to clarify. That is a vision. But some of you, you don't do what you want in projects, no matter how smart your idea is, and it's not in line with the organizational goal, you are not getting it because you don't know if you don't know what the stakeholders or the business leaders have in mind. So if you feel you have a stronger idea, you need to consult with them and see if they can buy your idea. You can't just decide to do what you want. You don't do it in project management or in business analysis. So the point I'm making here, that all these small things we are seeing is called business requirements. That logo, that written, small written, you might see it is very big. It's just like you go to, let me use a popular company in Nigeria, MTN. They have branding, and that they are yellow. You see, yellow, the my right yellow is not the correct spelling of yellow, but it's a branding. You can't just go and tell them, no, it's a wrong spelling. I want it to be yellow. You write the correct meaning of yellow because you feel you feel that the whole MTN and their team are daft. They don't know they don't know the full or the correct spelling of yellow. That yellow might not just be yellow, it might be halo. Hello plus yellow combined together, they bring out another word called yellow, which does not have W at the end of that yellow. So this is requirement and this is branding. So what regards this is that the senior business analysts have to make sure that everything aligns with the organizational goal. Organizational goal is vision. Vision is their branding. Branding is whom they are, what they want to project to the world. So the senior BA equally oversees the development and maintenance of business analysis documentation. When we talk about documentation, every of our activity must be documented. Every requirement captured must be documented. Like you now, you go out to do requirement gathering. After requirement gathering, you have to document it and validate it. What do you mean by validation? Approved. So you must, every requirement, you must submit it back to the senior BA for validation. So that is approval. It cannot be a working document in business analysis without being validated by a senior business analyst. Okay. Then we have another big man here called product owner. Product owner is a language from agile project management. And agile project management is a key methodology in business analysis. It's very, very key in business analysis. So what do they do? I think we'll have a brief look During project management, we've seen some of these people as well. So all these things are not going to serve, it's not going to be strange to us. I think all these names here, they are not going to be strange, and all these, their responsibilities. We have treated them. So the product owner represents the business and end users in the development process. What does that mean? They represent the business. They are the business owners and the end users. They capture requirements from the business executives and the end users. And then they take it. Once it's captured, they need to be documented into a backlog, product backlog. That is technical requirements that need to be worked on. And this is what need to be passed to the development team for. So you mean here in the development process. So they are the liaison officer. You can see I said it earlier. Now they are no, you can't see business analyst. They have taken the role of a business analyst in agile environment. But in waterfall environment, the business analyst does this. But once you step into agile environment, then the product owner does this. That does not mean that the business analyst doesn't exist. Business analysts do exist, but in this case, most cases, the business analyst will be squeezed into to work under the product owner. So now the product owner will capture requirements, and then he will be working with business analysts to break it down, refine them for productions. So they prioritize and manage the backlog. So once captured, the requirement goes into the backlog where it is managed. They own the backlog. They decide what goes in and what goes out inside the backlog. Although they have a team, because the business analyst will be part of the people managing the backlog, but the product owner owns it. Define and communicate product vision and goals. Product vision and goals. They have to understand the product vision and goals, and then work with the development team to make sure that everything they are doing align with the product vision and goal. Mind you, in the other way, the senior business analyst equally make sure that everything aligns. So this is another big mass. All of them, everybody is working to make sure that every product or every value delivered aligns with the visions, the visions and goals. But in this case, the product owner is more interested in the products they are working on. For instance, if they are working on a CRM system is a product. So their interest is that particular product. They own the product. Everything around pertaining the product. So it's something we have to understand the difference between the product and project, because some people do not understand this up till now. Product is different from a project. We implement a product through a project. We can implement so many we can have so many projects going on in one product. These are the things we have to understand as we are going in, because in a product, you can be integrating the product with another product. You can be automating some part of the product, and this can be done by different project team. So you can see that there's two different projects going on in a product at the same time. But the main thing I want you to understand that is that implementation of a product, for you to implement a product, it has to be through a project. So the product owner equally makes decisions on features and functionalities based on business value. He's the person that would decide which feature that need to be, if you are building, for instance, if you are building a mobile app, is the product owner would decide the features, functionalities of the mobile application. If they are implementing a CRM system, it's the duty of the product owner to decide which features that need to be configured or customized. That is his duty. So he says he's the person that have the final say. That's why we call him product owner. Collaborate with development team to ensure deliverables meet meet business requirements. So he equally collaborate, which we already know that is the development team. Everything they do must be from his specifications. So here are the core, these are the top big men in business analysis, and then the project manager. Like yesterday, some of us were asking why there is no project management activities in business analysis. But because we do not understand what business analysis is. So now we have project manager. The project manager here plans, executes, and close project within defined scope, budget, and timeline. That is what he does. We should be more comfortable with their responsibility by now, because we're already project managers, and some of us have already started firing our CVs. Coordinate activities among various project stakeholders. Manage project risk and issues. Ensure that project deliverables aligns with business objectives, and collaborate with the business analyst to define project requirements. So all these responsibilities, I don't think it requires much explanation. Then we move to data analysis. So I've received so many questions about people trying to clarify, is a data analyst a business, or as a business analyst, can I work as a data analyst? Business analyst is different from data analyst. But data analyst is, what he does is part of what we call business analysis. Business analysis is broad. Business analysis is part of a business analysis ecosystem. So data analysis is a role in business analysis. Some business analysts, you can work as a data analyst if you have got the skills of a data analyst. But if you don't have the skills of a data analyst, you as a business analyst, you can't work as a data analyst. You are not a data analyst because you are a business analyst. So what does this data analyst do? Analyze and interpret data. You know that some people will intentionally want to disrupt me. So because somebody is making noise and he knows that I'm going to remove him and disturb him. So it's an intentional act. So we have data analysts. A data analyst analyze and interpret complex data sets. Some of these data sets, some business analysts do not have the knowledge to analyze some data sets, because some of these data sets need to be mined, you know, from the SQL server. You need to extract them, you need to transform them, you need to model them using different technologies like Power BI, Tableau, or even some programming language to do that. And you are a business analyst. So it's good as a business analyst to have some of these skills like SQL. They are not rocket science, you know. Tools like Power BI, Tableau, they are not rocket science. It's good to have them, but that doesn't mean that if you don't have knowledge of SQL, Power BI, and all these data analytics or data analysis skills or tools, you can be a good business analyst without having their knowledge. In so many companies, if you have complex data as a business analyst, you take it to the data analyst within the company to analyze and give you the result you need for you to continue to do your work. You know, but some companies that want to get everything in one person, they want you to be a data analyst, and they want you to be a business analyst, they want you to be a project manager, and they want you to be a scrum master, product owner, everything in one person. They want to reap everything from you. It's good if it's work for companies. They are getting such people. But the truth is that as a business analyst, you don't have business with data analysis, some of these core data analytics responsibilities. You need to analyze your data. There is a way business analysts analyze their data. The way they analyze their data is different from the way data analysts do analyze their data, because data analysts, they model data, they clean data, they measure data, they do a lot of things with data before they will start interpreting the data. They make the data available for consumption for everybody in the organization or the chief executives within the organization. So they build dashboard. So many of them, you know how to build dashboard. You know, even using a pivot table in Excel, you should be able to use pivot table to build dashboard and analyze their data in Excel sheet. You can equally do that in Power BI, Tableau. All those things are not so difficult. It's things we'll be doing, but the point here is that I'm trying to clear some of the gray areas, which I know so many of us are having. I know some of you might equally have questions within those areas, but that's why I'm taking time to clarify that. Data analyst is a different role within business analysis. And is one of the problems I've noticed. There is a big gap within people trying to jump into IT. So many of my students have just, some of them are still doing their masters, and they've made mistake. They are correcting it already by jumping in BA bootcamp. Some people finish and find out that really this is a gap, and they jump in. I've got a colleague who is just a very good data analyst, but confidently told me that, yeah, he found out that there is a gap. There's a lot she needs to know within business analysis. This is an Indian girl. So that is the point I'm making. If you are trying to come into business, if you are trying to come into IT, you don't have any IT background and just trying to break into IT, I'm advising you, don't jump into data science. Well, it might work for you, but if you want to lay a foundation, if you must be on business analysis ecosystem, I advise you start from business analysis or even project management. These are, but I recommend business analysis. If you are interested in being a data analyst, start from business analysis. When you are comfortable with business analysis, then you can then proceed into data science or data analysis. Then it will then start making more sense to you because you see the progression. So, but if you, some of you, I see so many people, if you are starting maybe from bachelor's, you want to start your IT career as a bachelor, in a bachelor science, first degree, then you can jump into and start data science from the scratch. That makes sense. But for someone who just want to jump in and start working, you want to do a boot camp or master's, 1 year master's, you don't have any experience in IT, you just want to join. Some people are making it, but some people are not as intelligent as others. So you know where you belong. Try to understand your intelligent quotient and know where to start. If you are not that, some of us that are not genius, then you go start from business analysis. Because in data science, there's a lot of, you are going to meet programming. You can't run away from programming, like Python. You must have to, if you need to be serious with your career as a data scientist or data analyst, it mustn't be on just it must not end in Power BI. You have to, do some programming, like with Python or R programming. These are complex programming, which will involve you doing some little coding. Then create report and visualize. The second responsibility here is create reports and visualizations to support decision making. To create the report and visualization using tools like Power BI, Tableau to do that. Collaborate with business analysts to incorporate data-driven insight into requirement. Like I've already said, that in so many companies. You as a business analyst, you go meet data analysts to generate and analyze the kind of data you are looking for. If you are looking for sales information or sales data to understand the sales performance, you can talk to a data analyst to help you mine this data from SQL, create it in a visualized way, kind of dashboard that will help you to understand the market or the sales performance, to know if the company is doing good or not doing good. So ensure data quality and integrity is very, very important. Some of their role is to make sure that we have data integrity. So many data will have duplication, redundancy, a lot of, but it's their duty to make sure that this will have quality data. If you have been working with data, you understand what I mean when we're talking about quality data. You see some people like when you are applying for this program, so many of you applied twice. So many of you applied 3 times. So if you come, you see their name 3 times. So, and if you do not clean this data or analyze this data very well, if you are trying to understand the number of people that applied, looking at just the number, you can say, okay, 200 people applied from Lagos. But out of that 200 people applied from Lagos, you find out that 20 people or 30 people applied three times. So if you are trying to understand or calculate your profits based on the number of people that applied, then you see it's not going to work. You cannot give that 200 people that you are looking at as the number of maybe the net revenue or the total revenue based on the number. So that's where cleaning up data quality, make sure you remove some of those to get the actual figure before you start pointing that some of your staff, they are stealing your money. Contribute to data-related strategies and policies. As a data analyst, you have to look at some of these data-related strategies and policies like data governance, data protections, and a lot of things with data these days. There's a lot of regulations gathering data, cyber security, some of these policies, protections, guidelines on how to use data. So you must have to understand and then support in implementing some of these decisions. Okay, this is a data analyst role within business analysis. It's just an overview of what data. We are not treating that. We are not going to treat any of the only position here is the position that will be in line with what we are doing. Like, we are not going to be working it's not part of this it's not a part of our scope in this program. We're not dealing on data analysis, data analyst. Then we have system analysts. All these people are seen within business analysis. Like when we are starting, we say there's a lot of roles need to work together. They need to talk to each other. They need to collaborate. These are some of the cross-functional roles that need to be that need to work with business analysts in order to get the job done. So what are these? They are system analysts. They analyze and design information system to meet the business requirement. Collaborate with business analysts to translate business needs into technical solution, and ensure that systems requirement aligns with organizational goal, and they provide technical expertise during system development and implementation. Okay, these people are system analysts. What are systems? We have different systems like CRM system, we have ERP system, we have a supply chain management system. These are various systems. So this system, for this system to work very well, we need someone that will understand the organization very well, that will help to design this system to align with the organizational goal. And these people will call them system analysts. But some of them, we jam pack everything, we squeeze everything into business analysis, into business analyst role. So you see that as a business analyst, you are carrying a lot of, load. But in the real big setting, where there is proper division of labor, there's people in terms of system architecture. Every system have architecture. So these people will design how this system is going to work. They will be telling you, they will close their out, they will tell you all the connection, like in terms of integration, how the system will be integrating, the kind of integration that need to work with every system. So they are system experts. We call them system analysts. So business analyst does this as well. So because you will see some position called system analyst. There are still some of the things business analyst does. Then we have quality assurance analysts. We call them QAs. At times, we call them developers as well. Okay. Quality assurance analysts. Their responsibilities are to develop and execute test plans to ensure that quality of software solution. Collaborate with business analysts to define acceptance criteria, report and track defects and issues, contribute to the continuous improvement of development process, and ensure that deliverables meet quality standard and the user's expectation. These are the quality assurance analysts. In big organization where there is proper division of labors, these people do exist. And these are what they do. But in a normal setting where business analyst does everything, all these their responsibility is what everyday business analysts do as well. But you do it as a technical business analyst. Mostly you do it as a technical business analyst. Like I say, we have two different of business analysts. We have technical business analysts and business analysts. But in technical, the business analysts work mainly on conventional business requirement gathering from the business executives. Then the technical business analysts will be translating this business requirement into technical requirements. That is the way it should be, but it doesn't work that way in the real world. A business analyst, you capture requirement, then you transform it from business requirement to technical requirement. It does everything. So in the real world, there is no. Okay, that is it for quality assurance analyst. Then we'll have domain experts or subject matter experts. These people provide in-depth knowledge of specific business domain, assist business analysts in understanding complex business processes, collaborate with stakeholders to ensure business requirement aligns with industry standard regulation, and then advise on the best practice and potential changes within the domain. So most of the domain experts are senior business analysts, just like we talk about, we discuss in senior business analyst responsibilities. So these are all the domain experts. They are the expert, they understand the domain very well. For instance, if we are talking about CRM system, ERP systems, supply chain management systems, IT system management systems. These are different domains. And we have some people that are experts in all these domains that will be advising the business analyst or assisting business analysts to understand that domain very well. That's what they do. Like people saying, must I be experienced in telecommunication before I can work? I told you, as a business analyst, you don't need to have a domain. No, you don't need to be a domain expert in order to get, because the ideal thing is that every domain organization, they should have a domain expert that should work with you. But because these days they want to get a business analyst as a domain expert, they will always want to, if they are looking for a business analyst that will help to implement a CRM system, they will make sure that you are equally a domain expert in CRM system. You must have worked in CRM system. You must have experience in CRM systems or in marketing and sales and marketing department as a business analyst. So companies, they want to use one stone to kill, companies, organizations. All they want is profitability. What will give them profit, gain. That's what they're interested. So they want to get everything in one person. And because so many of us who are looking for a job, we are at their mercy, we have no choice than to develop ourselves to become outstanding. In any way they want us, we are there because we want that money to pay our bills. So the domain expert is the person that have good knowledge of a particular domain. So they work with business analysts to assist business analysts. But if you want to become a hot cake as a business analyst, you must make sure that you, over time, because now you are trying to become a business analyst, it's going to be difficult for you to jump in and become a domain expert. It will take some time for you to grow to become a domain expert. Like now, as we are starting, I'm taking you people through CRM domain, how to implement a CRM system. After this, you must have good knowledge of CRM domain environment. That doesn't mean that with that you are gradually becoming a domain expert in CRM system. So if you see another project or you find yourself in another project, maybe in ERP, after implementing, then you are becoming a domain expert in ERP system. So by the time you must have developed solution in ERP, CRM, in cybersecurity, in telecommunication, in different environments, you find out you are becoming a domain expert, and that's the only way you can become a senior business analyst, because you've come up to gather a lot of experience. And the more you go, this experience you are gathering, that is the more your money will be rising. So many BAs, based on the fact they are domain experts, they are highly experienced in so many areas. Here in London, some of them are making huge amount of money, you know. Okay, supply change management professionals. Like I said, if you are in a big environment where there is division of labors, they have change management. They have units, change units, where we have some change managers. They are very, very important. It's very important position in an organization, because everything you are doing is a change. So, but in this scenario, you as a business analyst, we assume there is no change manager, because as a business analyst, you must be able to have a change management plan in place. But if there is a change manager, there is no need of trying to do that, because you have to work with change manager to do that. So the change manager here plans and implement strategies to manage organizational change, collaborate with business analysts to assist the impact of change on stakeholders, develop communication and training plan to support change initiative, monitor and evaluate the effectiveness of change management activities. So these are the core functionalities, core responsibilities of change manager in a project, in a change project like the one we are doing. But if there is no change manager, you as a business analyst, you have to do this. So you can see business analyst is like a midfielder. You work with everybody. You now you see yourself in front, you see yourself at the back, so you are everywhere. That is you as a business analyst. Then you have UX analyst. That is the user experience analyst. All the designs to make sure that a solution we're implementing is user-friendly. There should be a UX analyst to look at all the requirements, trying that this person have more knowledge of what the users want, or the way the user will feel or interact with a solution or a system. They help to make sure that every solution is user friendly. They focus at optimizing the user experience and interface of software solution, collaborating with business analysts to understand user need and requirement, design and prototype user interface, conduct usability testing, and gather user feedback, and ensure user-centric design principles are integrated into the development process. So these are the people that make sure that all this, like so many companies, you see Facebook, you see Apple, all these, you'll be using some softwares, some application, they become so sweet. You can, these are the people that make sure that we are getting this value. But they have to collaborate with business analysts to get these things done. But in most cases, you find out that companies will not want to spend money to employ them, more especially new, you see startups everywhere. Everywhere you go, you see startups. All these startups, they are not going to pay money to. So they want a business analyst that will do everything. But you as a business analyst, you should have the capacity to do all these things because you can do it and it's part of your role in today's business analysis, But if you are lucky enough and you have all these people to help you do this, then you collaborate with them to do it. So these are various roles, I'll call it key roles in business analysis. Various key roles in business analysis. There are so many other roles, but these are the key ones in business analysis. And if you get a good grasp understanding all these, like you as a business analyst, you see that all these, most of these activities or most of the responsibilities covered by different, we have up to 10 roles: UX analyst, change manager, domain expert, quality assurance, system analyst, data analyst, project manager, product manager, senior business analyst, and the business analyst. Business analysts can do everything all of them are doing. That's why business analyst as a role is very, very important. It's very key. Is the way it is. Like, for instance, in where I work, every department have one, at least one business analyst. Like, you have marketing, we have a business attached to them, we have accounting and finance. Every department have at least one business analyst, and that is how we should be. If you come to banking, for instance, let me use Zenith Bank, they should have at least one business analyst attached to every unit. That will make job easy. And instead of doing that, they will be capitalizing in aggressive marketing. Yes, it's good. I'm not trying to say that aggressive marketing is not okay. It's good. But they should equally have business analysts attached to different units to understand the user need. The reason why they are losing it, because all of us can see they are losing it. And the reason the conventional banking is they are losing it to fintech is because they are not making use of business. If there is, they have business analysts that do understand user need, end user need, customers need. All these fintech, all these things they are doing, they must have captured it already and provide solution for them. But instead of what they are doing, you see the fintech will do something, all these banks will then follow them and go and start competing. What the banks are doing today, I'm using back home, they are competing with all these startups, fintechs, and it shouldn't be. All these fintechs that don't even have resources, they are now leading the ways. Then the big giants with all their resources, they seem to be lacking ideas because they are not using the right personnel. So that is it for business analysts. We have seen the various roles in business analysis. So next time, we'll then have to move to understand the key components in business analysis, and then the techniques and other things in business analysis. But now we have seen all the roles that do exist, like project manager is part of it. So that is it, business analysis for you. For business analysis to work, we must have all these roles in place. Even if we don't have them in place, it means that for business analysis to work, business analysts must shoulder all these responsibilities. It shouldn't be their responsibilities because we have roles that should do this. But if there is this role, all these roles being mentioned, if we don't have them, then business analysts need to carry all of them. And you see in so many companies, they are not even using project managers. You as a business analyst, you do all this. All you do is business analyst with the development team alone. You do all this, you capture requirements, you document the requirements, you analyze the requirements, you create a feasibility business case, you translate into technical requirements, create product backlog, create use cases, create test cases, create test scenarios. You do, and so much work for you as a business analyst because they don't want to spend money. They want to make savings. So all these things, even the project manager, you do it. You do project manager role, you do product owner role, you do scrum master role as a business analyst. These are what I'm telling you business analyst does so many companies. So now I think we've tried as much as we can to break this down so that we really understand business analysis and what business analysts or various roles in business analysis should be doing. So that is it for different roles in business analysis. So we'll try as much as we can to get it to the level that at least we can understand them. So at this point, if you have questions, we are going to take some questions. You can see we already have 14 minutes. We've gone 14 minutes past our time, but it's still good because this is the areas as a new entrant into this career environment. You need to understand it very well to know how you are coming in and what is involved. It's not about understanding the techniques, the methodologies. You need to understand who is who in this career environment. And I've taken my time to break them down. So going forward, I think this is going to be easier for us. So all you just need is to understand, what am I going to do to perform very well in this career role. So we have Bridget. Please be fast about it.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Thank you so much for today, Mr. Charles. My question is this: does it mean that ERP systems, that's the enterprise resource planning systems, are used by business analysts only? That project managers do not use the ERP systems?
Business, yeah, business analyst is not used. I didn't say that business analyst is using ERP system. There is no way. When did I say that?
No, no, no. You never mentioned it, but it's just
You
that
didn't say
I-
anything like that.
I never said that. What I'm saying is, I
So
see
if I didn't
mentioning
say
a
that, so
lot.
why are you saying does it mean? Where is your own insinuation coming from?
Yeah, because you've been mentioning the ERP systems a lot since we started the business analysis class. That is why I'm
You didn't
asking.
hear CRM system. You didn't hear supply chain management system.
Yes, CRM.
So, and even if I mention it, who is going to implement it? What is
Business and
what does, okay, now, what is the duty of a project manager? Bridget, I'm talking to you.
Yeah, to oversee projects from the initiation stage to the
Please, we
final
can't
stage.
hear you.
I said a project manager oversees a project from the initiation stage till the final stage.
Okay. Then implementing ERP system, what is the duty of a project manager? Bridget.
So I don't know how project managers use ERP systems because we did not talk about ERP systems when we did project management class. When we took the project management course, so that is why I'm asking if the ERP systems are peculiar to business analysts. That is
So
the
can
reason I'm
somebody
asking.
help us in this? Can somebody say something? Because I don't want to be the only person talking. Didn't I mention anything about ERP ecosystem, where I talk about Dynamics 365 ecosystem? Didn't I say anything? Because you said I didn't say anything about ERP ecosystem. And now you said I've been talking about ERP. Can somebody say something? Well, it seems like all of us here, we are even confused about what we are doing here. If we are confused at this point, I think the best is to
Hello.
call off the class, because after how many months, and it seems like we are starting from square one. I'm not gonna start from square one. We can just end this business analyst class here. So if somebody cannot say anything about this ERP, does it mean you didn't mention anything about ERP, or we don't know what ERP is at this point? So we didn't talk about even yesterday, we will probably talk about
Hello,
enterprise
sir.
application. What is enterprise application?
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Okay. Hello, sir.
Okay, Akpabio, I want you to say something.
Okay, you told us that Enterprise ERP is enterprise resource planning. Enterprise.
Yeah.
Okay, and that it is important for a business analyst because you can either apply the ERP or CRM or ITSM, which is customer relationship management or IT service management, to solve problems by analyzing those problems and then in, integrating and managing and finding solutions to problems for businesses.
Okay. Didn't I say that after recommending, these are solutions, enterprise solutions. After recommending this enterprise solution, then where does the project manager comes in?
Hello, sir.
The project manager comes in, he takes
project.
over from there and start implementing, start running the ERP. The project manager takes over after the recommendation from the business analyst to use it to solve the problem. The ERP, the project manager takes over. The implementation and the day-to-day running of it is done by the project manager.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Charles. You see, you know, one thing I find out here is that we don't read. You want to, if you don't read, like I see so many people I taught so many years ago, they will not, everything ending just after this class, they will not even want, they won't do anything. The next thing is when they come here, they will not forget, they will, as I told you that in IT, you must be ready to read. And so many of us, you think you can just go and because you come here and listen, you become a project manager or you become a business analyst. If I've said ERP, if I'm you, Bridget, I should have gone to do some research about ERP. What is even the, because it seems you don't even understand what ERP is. Because if you understand what ERP is, you should know what it is, and you should know how it's implemented. You don't wait, some of these things will have Google. You can ask Google question. You can chat a chat GPT you can, to understand this, but you don't do that. You don't do that, and you should be learning how to do research, simple research. We're not even saying go and buy textbook. Most of the IT resources are here free on the internet. You search it, you see it. Even if you don't know, go to, I'm not the people that say, you know, most of the lecturers, they will tell you, don't go to Wikipedia. To be honest with you, Wikipedia is my favorite research center. You know, because none of these professors can give you half of what Wikipedia can give you, but they will tell you, don't go to Wikipedia. But they will go there. Anyway, I'm not trying to discourage people from asking questions, but there are some questions you ask and I'll be, because I'm expecting that we are accelerating, and some questions will make me feel that we've not even started. ERP system is just like a CRM system. I say that most companies require all these systems. We have CRM system. CRM system, these are the popular application companies use. We have ERP, let me start from CRM system, customer relationship management system. to manage their customers. I say that every organization have customers. And one thing here is that, Bridget, you don't miss class. So you must be, all these things I'm saying, you know. I said companies have ERP system. I've been mentioning this right from our project management class, not then. And again, even if it's only in business analysis, you can see we still have project manager in business analysis. So how do you say it's only business analyst that uses ERP? And they don't even use it, they implement it. How can you say business analysts use ERP? Their duty is not to use. You have to understand the meaning in business analysis or in IT or in business. You have to understand the meaning of using and the meaning of implementing. They are two different things. We have users. I always talk about users. You have to understand, if you at times you go to interview and you have a good CV, the CV will get you interview, and you go there and you mess yourself up. When you start telling me as a business analyst I use ERP, how do you use ERP as a business analyst? You don't use enterprise application as a business. You don't use them. You implement them. Then the end users uses it. For instance, in CRM system, you implement, and the marketing team, sales team uses them. Joy, please. So, I want you to understand this. You implement and the end users use. Not you, the business analyst, the project team. So because you are seeing it now is business analyst that do it, it's not you. Your own is first you recommend it as a solution for the problem, and the project team take over from there, which you, a business analyst, is going to be part of the project team that are going to implement it. And during the implementation, the project manager is going to be the team lead. He's the leader during the implementation. But you, as a business analyst, you are going to be part of the project team that are going to implement that solution, either ERP or CRM. And after the implementation, the end users start using it. The end users can be, depending on who is going to use it for the organization. If it's ERP, it might be the account department, the accountants, the cashiers. These are the people that are going to be using the ERPs. If it's HR's enterprise application, it's going to be the HR department that are going to use it. These are the users that will use it. If it's CRM system, most time it's going to be marketing team, sales team, and customer relationship management team. These are the people that are going to use them. It is not you that implemented it that are going to use them. Not the business analyst. You are not going to, you are going to build for them to use. You are not the user here. You are not the end user. So, and to make it clearer, for the last time, ERP is for enterprise resources. Enterprise resources here is mostly finance and accounting. Finance, money, that is resources. They use it to manage, mostly companies use it for finance and account. That is, they are to manage money, resources. And then CRM, customer relationship, they use it to manage their customers. I equally make mention of ITSM. This is for IT system manage. They use it to manage their overall IT response, incidents. Then we'll talk about supply chain. Some companies like that are into supply chain, we have so many companies like that. We have all these transport companies. We have all these shipping lines. We have companies like, these are supply chain management. They use supply chain enterprise applications. So different companies, they have different needs, but the ones that are most generic, every company do use, is this CRM, ERP, HR. Every company uses application within this supply chain. Not every company is into supply chain. So many companies that are not into supply chain might not need it. But almost every company uses CRM and ERP. And that is why I'm talking about ERP, CRM, ERP, CRM, because I want you to be, versatile, or kind of getting used to this environment, because this is where most company you have more demand for business analysis and project management, because every company uses it. Even non-NGOs uses these applications. So I think I've done this.
Thank you so much, Mr.
You
Charles.
need to go and read your books. If you want to study, if you want to take this thing seriously, don't just come here. And you should be coming here to correct me if I'm not to be taking us back. And that's the way I say things. I want challenging questions, not this kind of questions.
Hello, Mr. Charles. Thank you so much. I appreciate your response to my question. It's just that business analysis is a new topic to me. I have not come across it before. And so when I kept hearing about ERP,
So
I was kind of confused.
why
That is
didn't
why I
you
asked.
make
And now I
research? The
understand.
point I'm making is that you don't make research. Have you tried to Google ERP to read it up? Bridget?
No, sir, I haven't.
You see? Do you know how many texts I have on, how many textbooks I have on all this? And nobody asked me to do that, because I see it. I need to have library. You need to build library. So if you want to become a project manager, you need to look for resources, so that if you come here and I'm saying something and you do not, what I'm saying is not what so many texts you've read is saying, you should be able to say no. You should be able to challenge me. And that's what I'm saying, that you people are not challenging me. And I don't like it. Because all of us here are graduates. It's only few of us that are still in the uni. I know some of us here are still in the university, but few of us. Majority of us here are graduates. So if I say something, if I'm new, the next thing I will, as I'm saying something, I'm Googling it. And if what you are teaching us, I'll be challenging you. I wouldn't take offense. If you're correcting me, I will know that I'm here. I have bright people I'm working with. So, but I'm saying something, you'll be hearing it and hearing it. Even when we are in secondary school, when a teacher uses a big vocabulary, all of us start jumping into dictionary. So that is how we are learning, how we start learning those big languages. We read, we play, when we hear big grammar, the next thing is dictionary. But these days, children of these days, they don't even have dictionary. Then your parents will buy you dictionary. This is part of the things they need to equip you with. As you are, anything you hear strange, you are looking for a dictionary to find the meaning. You know, and you've heard ERP is a big terminology. You should have dived in to dissect it, understand it on your own, not about what Charles is saying, but to understand it from different. You go to Wikipedia, you go to different chat AI to ask them questions to understand what is this ERP. This man has been ERP. And then you break it down for you. Then you understand it in your own language. And then when I'm saying something, you'll be, oh, that's how it's going to be flowing. But you do not understand something, and I'll be saying it over again and again and again. And that is, we should try to inculcate this habit of researching strange technical words, because you are new. Most of you are new in IT, and you can't grow by ignoring some of these words. You cannot. And that's why even when I created Scrum Agile, I asked you to go and download Scrum Guide and read it on your own. I know some of you didn't do that, but some did it. But so many of you that downloaded it and read it, they will be thanking me within their mind for, because now they feel more agile than others. Okay. Okay, Christiana, we might not be entertaining much question because Bridget has taken all our time. So next time, Bridget, you are not asking any question.
Please forgive me, everybody. I apologize.
So, okay, Victory.
Good evening, everybody. So my question is, sir. Hello.
We are with you.
Okay. What are the ethical considerations for business analysts when working with sensitive data or implementing disruptive technologies?
Ethical consideration while working with
For business analysts now, when working with sensitive data or implementing technologies.
When working with data, you have to understand the data governance surrounding the data. So that is number one. You must understand the data governance. So, and data quality. So these are some of the things. If you look at the roles I listed under data analyst, these are some of the things I listed already. You saw it. So these are, if you are working with data, I said working with data, the way you work with data is differently the way the data analyst should be working. If you are working in analyzing or trying to have process of data collection, data documentation, data is requirement. We don't call it in business analysis, we use the term requirement. Instead of saying data, documentation, data, we say requirement gathering, requirement. So it's the data analyst that will be using the word data. I don't use data because in business analysis or as a business analyst, what we should be using is requirement. You have to use the proper terminologies. You say requirement gathering. We know that it's data collection, but we prefer you choose to call it data requirement gathering, and we choose to call it requirement documentation. It's not data documentation. We used to call it requirement analysis. We don't call it data analysis. That is what you do as a business analyst. So I'm saying so you won't go and deviate. And if you are working as a data analyst, you see what I stated: data governance, data policy, data quality. These are some of the ethical. I listed it as the key responsibilities of a data analyst. And you said implementation of technologies. Implementation of technologies, you will know how to implement technologies. We are still coming up on how to. We have not gotten into implementation of technologies. So there is no need of trying to talk about how to implement technologies. If we start treating user stories and acceptance criteria at this point, some of you will not understand it. So you shouldn't have those questions were yet to get there.
Okay, sir.
So I think we've got it covered. Well, I'm not discouraging us from asking questions, but all I'm saying is some questions. Uchechukwu is raising hand. Maybe Uchechukwu was discouraged from asking, and he's been. Where is Uchechukwu? We're waiting for you.
Yes, I'm with you. Just like a follow-up. I usually find time to read through the lectures after it's uploaded. But apparently, we haven't been seeing much of that in the portal. Is it an oversight, or probably it will come as one slot?
It's only last class that is not uploaded, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes,
and
last
it was
class.
yesterday. So what are you talking about? Is it yesterday's class? So
the introduction,
you think is machine is automated?
No. Because usually if we read it, probably this issue wouldn't have arisen if we had it uploaded in the introduction part of it.
But you said the ERP has been. We'll be talking about ERPs. So, but we uploaded all the classes before, where even the ERPs have been talking about.
Okay, no problem. Just for us to be on the same page.
So, but if the point I'm making here is that you don't, it's not reading about what I see, it's about what you do not understand. You go read it. I'm not saying read. If you are reading what my notes, it's still what I said. If I said you do not understand something in what I said, and what I'm going to upload is still going to be my notes. So after uploading my notes, you do not understand my notes and you read my notes, what difference is it going to make? Because here she's not saying that she didn't understand my notes. And you go back and read my note, it's still the same thing. So the point I'm saying is go research, make research. If you do not understand something, try to understand it from different source. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes, I agree with you, because the last time you told us to read about Scrum, it led me to, when I downloaded and read it, it gave me better insight. And I knew what was Sprint and things like that. But it was still from me revisiting the previous class. Each time I do, it enables me, it gives us time to like ask questions on Google or things like that. And then
but are you not supposed to be making notes, jotting about things you do not understand when you are while you are in a class? You don't make notes?
I do, but since you started project business analysis, I've not made notes, because I just
so is that my fault as well that you are not making a note as a student?
No, so what I mean is that if once I have the class uploaded, I can ask all the questions on Google.
That is fulfilling you, because you shouldn't be, after every class you should make a note. So when a resource is uploaded, it's an added advantage. But if you are not making a note, you should be jotting, more especially takeaways, important things you write down during class or during this thing, you don't forget it. But just going to watch what I said again is just like watching television, and you don't make notes. I make notes. Even as I prepare notes of lessons or this, I make my personal notes. I write things down. Before I go for any interview, I make serious notes. And after making notes, preparing for the interview, making notes, when I go for the interview, I will not touch the notes. I will not, but you see me flowing because I made notes. But if you are waiting for me to upload video, you go and watch video again. Even if you watch video and I'll ask you to even do assignment, you will not do it because you feel that the video is there. You are not going to progress from just watching video. I keep saying it. Just watching video is like going to watch, you keep watching Michael Jackson. After watching Michael Jackson, it's not going to make you a musician. Or you're watching Anthony Joshua boxing, you are not going to be a boxer because you are watching Anthony Joshua. You have to go to the gym and start boxing. Putting that price you are learning from Anthony Joshua's skills before you become a boxer. So if you are listening and following and you are not putting it in practice, even till tomorrow, you are not going to be a project manager or business analyst. You must be doing something while this course is going on. You must be stressing yourself, trying to do something. As your hand is writing, it will be stimulating your body, your mind, everything will be working. But we are just relaxing, you're not doing anything, and you are in dark, you are not right, you can see you're not even, it's not gonna work. I'm telling you the truth. I'm not but based on scientific evidence, that is how it works. You must be working before this thing can work. If you cannot take notes, you are in an executive class. For instance, it's an MBA class. And you are not jotting anything down. You are waiting for me to upload video before you can. It's not going to work. As a matter of fact, it's only this video that is outstanding, and by tomorrow it will be there. So if you are lagging behind because of videos you are not doing justice to yourself.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Noted. Very well noted.
You're welcome. All right. I like it when we engage. So when we're engaging, I like the people that engage me. So I can see some people laughing at you. Don't mind them. that is the way you are challenging me, and I'm challenging you as well to do something. And like I said, I want more challenge. That is the way we get things working, because we are here, we are human beings, we are not robots. So we should be challenging. And you are a graduate, so I don't expect to come here as I know so many of you are engineers. Because you want to migrate from your profession to IT doesn't mean you are not doing well in where you are. Like if you are an engineer, you are a lawyer, you are a medical doctor, you are a pharmacist, accountant, some of you are even chartered. You know, I'm not trying to say, and that is more the reason I want an intensive, because I wouldn't want a situation I'll be coming and I don't feel challenged. These are professionals. I feel like I'm dealing with professionals, So that's why I feel that I should be challenged. Throw me a challenging question, or even if it's not a question, let us come with a more constructive interaction, or more, to make this thing look more executive. Thank you for.
Don't worry, you get more of it going forward. Don't worry.
No problem. Yeah, that's what we are looking at, so that by the time we are done, I can beat my chest and say, yes, I've produced how many business analysts and how many project managers that can go and break the industry.
Rest assured.
All right. For some of you, that have not or don't want to participate in the uniform, I'm not forcing anybody, but it's good if you can do what other people are doing. You give you that spirit of belonging, so you won't be left behind. Or when their team are coming out, you come out differently, or because you don't. I know things are difficult, but at times we have to make some sacrifice. I've done the major sacrifice for you in this program. So any little sacrifice here is, I feel like it's something you can do. All right. Thank you, and see you soon.
Thank you, Mr. Charles.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Charles.
Good night.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bridget. Classmates. Thank you.